The Buffalo Sabres is where careers go to die in the NHL. They have not made the postseason in 14 consecutive years. Yes, I said that correctly. 14 years. There is a 14-year-old in the world today that has never seen Buffalo Sabres playoff hockey. But all of that is going to change today, as not only are we going to be making the playoffs, but we're also going to be guaranteeing a Stanley Cup to the city of Buffalo. As every single season we do not win the cup, I will be adding one player using the wheel to the Sabres, and eventually Buffalo will go all the way and get to the promised land. Now, on paper, this team doesn't look that bad, but I mean, you could say that for the last 10 renditions of the Buffalo Sabres, the last decade in the NHL, they haven't looked like a bad team on paper, but hockey's played on the ice, not paper. We got Zach Benson alongside Tage Thompson and Alex Tuch, Jack Quinn with Ryan McLeod and JJ Peterka, Jason Zucker with Krebs and Greenway, Josh Norris stuffed down on the fourth line at an 85 overall. They got a good player, a superstar. Well, maybe not a superstar, definitely an all-star in Rasmus Dahlin at a 92 overall, and Owen Power, a former first overall pick, and even a young goaltender like Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Devin Levi's in the minors right now, so he is not even going to be participating in this video. But yeah, I'm not even going to bother simulating a season. We know they're not going to win the cup. We're going to head straight to the wheel, and we're going to be adding a piece to this Sabres squad. Here we go. On the wheel yet again. We will spin it, and I can choose one player from whatever team this wheel lands on. And first off, it is going to start with the Boston Bruins. David Pastrnak, of course, is going to fit nicely on our top line alongside Tage Thompson and Alex Tuch. An 87, 89, and 96 is not too bad. And we're going to see if David Pastrnak can break the curse and lead the Buffalo Sabres to a playoff position. As we go along with the season sim, if you guys do enjoy videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel as I go live pretty much every single day. If you don't sub to the channel, I'll find you in your sleep. And if you don't subscribe to the channel, the Buffalo Sabres will rot away for the rest of time at the basement of the National Hockey League. Finally, the streak is over. Buffalo made the postseason, 48, 30, and 4, 100 points on the dot. Third in our division behind Florida and Tampa Bay. God damn it, the state of Florida still dominating hockey. We got the Lightning being the best team in the NHL with only 49 wins. They won the President's Trophy. Winnipeg was up there, as well as Edmonton, Florida, and Buffalo in the top 5. I'm not gonna lie, is kind of crazy. Pasta, of course, was our best player, 55 goals, 94 points carrying our squad. We got Tage Thompson, who had 73, but only 25 goals. This guy's supposed to be a goal scorer. Alex Tuch with 65 points. Dahlin was decent. JJ Peterka was all right. Josh Norris had 27 goals and 50 points. And Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was very good. A 913 save percentage, 3 shutouts, and 39 wins. Austin Tummy Matthews will tie alongside Nikita Kucherov for the lead in points with 112. Austin Tummy Matthews will tie Nikita Kucherov with the same amount of points as 112. I mean, Braden Point had 110. Mitch Marner 107. Kyle Connor was good, as well as Kaprizov and Quinn Hughes. Matthews will lead in the goal department with 57, followed by Pastas 55. Kaprizov had 54. Bedard, in only his second season, had 53 goals and 90 goddamn points. As the Sabres are back in the playoffs, unfortunately, we got to play the Florida Panthers in round number 1, the reigning defending Stanley Cup champions. I would quite literally rather have played any other team in the Eastern Conference outside of Florida. These guys are bad boys, and they are dominating us right now, up 3-1 in this series. Can they close that out in game 5? And they will dominate us 8-3, and there goes Buffalo. I mean, in a very weird way, this is a massive success for Buffalo Sabres fans. Not only did they make the playoffs, they went 5 games and got a victory over the defending champs. Those are steps in the right direction. Individually, Josh Norris was our best player in the first round. That cannot happen if we want to go far. Jack Quinn had 4 points. Ryan McLeod had 4. Where the hell? Oh my God, Pastrnak. 1 goal, 1 point, a -5, and had 2 penalty minutes. Only 20 shots on goal in 5 games. Horrible shooting percentage. That is the reason why we only got 1 victory, and we ended up being gentlemen swept. Good to see my Edmonton Oilers doing well. They dominated Florida in 5 games in the Cup Finals. McDavid finally got his Stanley Cup that he oh so deserves. Nikita Kucherov will win the Ted Lindsay as well as the Hart Trophy. Art Ross and Maurice Richard to Matthews. Cale Makar is going to win the Norris. We got McDavid, another Conn Smythe, Bob the Vezina, and for the Selke, that will go to Sasha Barkov. Back on the wheel yet again, we got David Pastrnak from the Boston Bruins. Who are we going to be adding to the Buffalo Sabres for year number 2? and we landed on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yet again, a very easy decision, as Sid the Kid Crosby is the newest member of the Buffalo Sabres, 95 overall, can play that first-line center role, slide in alongside David Pastrnak. I mean, everybody else on Pittsburgh pretty much is washed up and is calling the retirement community as we speak. Crosby, Tuck, and Pastrnak makes a very good first line. Now, Tage Thompson can be our second-line center, add some more depth to this roster. Sid the Kid not only is our #1 center, but also he is going to be the captain of the Buffalo Sabres. There is no time to waste, no time to clown around. Sid the Kid Crosby is indeed that guy. We are quite literally living in an alternate reality. The Buffalo Sabres have made the playoffs 2 seasons in a row. 44 wins, 29 losses, 9 in overtime for 97 points. Yet again, we would be 3rd in our division. We would not be a top 10 team this season, though, as Tampa Bay, again, they dominate, win the President's Trophy. Stars, Jets, Leafs, and Preds all round. Hold up a minute. The Preds? The Nashville Predators have just rounded out the top 5 in the National Hockey League? What? Pastrnak, again, was our best player. 53 goals, 93 points. Sid the Kid, he was not point per game. What is going on? He literally played all the minutes. He was our first-line center, our captain, only had 81 in 82. Tage Thompson had 65, Tuck 64. Zucker was decent, I guess, and for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, I mean, the dude didn't play that well this season. Definitely had a better year last year. Overall, the scoring was a lot lower. We only had like 5 or 4 guys that had over 100 points. McDavid with the most at 106. Conveniently enough, he also had the most goals at 59. Matthews had 55. David Pastrnak 53, and that is it. 3 50-goal scorers. Funny enough, we're gonna play the Toronto Maple Leafs in round #1. Now, if we can get this to a Game 7, I believe in this squad. I believe in Crosby and Pasta to get it done over the Leafs in 7. Hold up a goddamn minute. We might not even need 7 to beat this fraud of a team. Up 3-0 over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Can we sweep them? No, we will not. They force a game #5. Will they force 6? Okay, Toronto not out of it yet. A game #6 on home ice. Can we do it? It was always going to be a Game 7. No matter how we got here, I knew we would be here. Up 3-0. We won the first 3, lost the next 3. Come on, Buffalo. First period. Oh no, 3-1 lead for the Maple Fraud. Second period, we are still down by 2. It is not looking good at all. Hold up a minute. Owen Power makes it a hockey game. It is back to being a 1-goal affair, but Hakanpää, are we serious? That's the dude that is going to put it out of reach, and the reverse sweep has just been completed. The Buffalo Sabres, again, a joke of an NHL franchise, even when they're making the playoffs. Crosby was great for us in the playoffs, 5 goals and 10 points in only 7 games. Pastrnak was only 8 in 7. Jason Zucker was point per game. Like, offensively, I think we did fine. Even Luukkonen, he had a 907. I don't know what happened. After the first 3 games, we completely fell apart, and then in Game 7, we just did not have what it takes. The nation's capital of Ottawa are Stanley Cup champions. In a Game 7 over the Avalanche, they get it done, and the cup now is headed to Ottawa. A clean sweep in all the awards for Connor McDavid. Outside of the Hart, that would go to Mitch Marner. Quinn Hughes will win the Norris. We got Tim Stew winning the Conn Smythe. Jake Ottinger the Vezina. And for the Selke, it's going to go to Connor McDavid. Wheel time yet again. And no, it is not feeding time, Pelly. Do not even think of that. The St. Louis Blues. No, it will be the Tampa Bay Lightning, the team that we land on. And I know exactly who I am going to choose. Honestly, I thought this was going to be an easy decision. I was going to go with Andrei Vasilevsky because we only had Luukkonen in between the pipes. But Braden Point and Nikita Kucherov, 97 and 95 overall. I don't even know who I want here. I think, honestly, I'm going to have to settle with Cooch. 97 overall winger, can play in that top line with Crosby and Pasta. Welcome to the Buffalo Sabres. I'm going to be patient that a goaltender eventually will find me, but right now, Pasta, Sid, and Cooch on that first line is looking absolutely filthy. The Buffalo Sabres, a juggernaut in the National Hockey League. We won our division, 55 wins, 25 losses, 2 in overtime, 112 points on the season. A very successful year, as only the Edmonton Oilers were better in the regular season. 1 more win than us, a boatload of more points. I mean, most of our losses came in regulation. Tampa Bay was in the top 3. We got Washington and Dallas all in the top 5. David Pastrnak having himself a season season. 65 goals, 127 points. Kucherov with 125, as well as Crosby. When's the last time a team in the National Hockey League has had 3 125-plus point scorers on their team the same exact season? This is not the 1980s. I mean, the next closest scorer was Rasmus Dahlin at 59. Our first line basically entirely carried us the entire way of the regular season. Nobody else really chipped in outside of those three guys. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, I guess, was solid. A 904 save percentage, 4 shutouts, and 44 victories. Pasta's going to have the most points at 127 and the most goals at 65. So most likely we have the MVP on our team. And we got a fraudulent team in round number 1 in the Carolina Hurricanes. Let's put the belt to ass and take them out to the woodshed. After a season like we just had, I honestly am expecting a deep playoff run. Up 3-2 over Carolina. Can we finish the show in 6? Yes, we will. The Hurricanes, they are gone. We now move on to play a much tougher team in the Tampa Bay Lightning. We have a 1-1 split after the first 2 games, 2-2 split after the first 4. We win a very pivotal game number 5, and in game 6, we close the show out, go to the conference finals to play the New Jersey Devils. Now, you guys actually didn't see this, but like my first season that I simulated with this team, I had the wheel up the entirety of the time, and we made the Cup finals with Buffalo. It's not going to make the cut in the video, obviously, but at the end of the day, I couldn't believe how well we were simulating, and I couldn't believe how badly I messed up by not fixing the goddamn screen. We now face elimination in game number 6, trying to force 7 back on home ice, up against the New Jersey Devils. First period, a 2-0 lead for New Jersey. Dawson Mercer and Jack Hughes. Second period, we cut it in half. Samuelson gets us going. We are only down by 1. This is 100% doable. Halfway through the third, it is still a 2-1 game. Shots are 30-27 for the Sabres. No, Dawson Mercer. He is going to put the game out of reach. 4-1 lead, and the Devils, they're going to end up beating Buffalo in 6 games in the conference finals. Kucherov was the only game breaker on our team for the playoff run. 22 points in 18 games. Thompson at 19. Pasta wasn't great. Crosby wasn't either, to be honest. Colorado will get the revenge. Gentlemen sweeping New Jersey in the Cup final, so maybe even if we beat the Devils, we probably still get spanked by Colorado anyways. Kucherov is going to win the Ted Lindsay. The Maurice Richard and Art Ross will go to Pasta, and the Hart to Sidney Crosby. So safe to say that first line of Buffalo absolutely dominated. We got Roman Josi winning the Norris, Makar the Conn Smythe, Sorokin will win the Vezina, and yet again, McDavid the Selke. Well, it is time now to spin the wheel. I'm praying we get a team with a damn good defenseman that we can add to our roster. And oh my god, yes, my prayers have been answered. The Colorado Avalanche. I'm not going to get sucked into Nathan MacKinnon. Holy pause. But Cale Makar, welcome to Buffalo. 97 overall defenseman to add to this team. A top-line defensive pairing of Cale Makar and Rasmus Dahlin by far and away is the best in the entire NHL. 92 and 97 overall. That definitely bolstered our D-core by an absolute shit ton. Back-to-back 50-win seasons for the Buffalo Sabres. 25 losses, 7 in overtime, 107 points. Second in our division, only behind the Florida Panthers, who won 57 games. And they went on to win the President's Trophy. Minnesota, weird team that slotted in between us, but we were a top 3 team. So pretty much moving forward, we are a Stanley Cup contender. Crosby's going to lead our team with 105 points. Kucherov had 103, Pasta 97, Makar with 80. Those are our core 4. Take notes, the Toronto Maple Leafs. And in goal, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was okay at 906 with 5 shutouts and 43 wins. Barkov's going to lead the league in scoring with 109 points. On the goal side, he's going to lead in that category too with 57. He has turned into an absolute wizard, as it is a rematch of, I believe, 2 years ago where we ended up blowing a 3-0 series lead to the Toronto Maple Frauds. It is time for some revenge. Little bit of a different series this time around, but again, we're down 3-2, entering game number 6, season on the line. First period, 1-0 lead for the Leafs. Really, Mitch Marner scoring in an elimination game? Second period, it is all knotted up at 2. Entering the third, we could have ourselves some overtime in the play, but not if Buffalo's offense decides to wake up. Halfway through the third, yes, Tage Thompson, TNT himself, will score on Stolarz. 7 minutes to go. And David Pastrnak puts it out of reach. We will have a Game 7 back in Buffalo. Yet again, another Game 7 against the Leafs. First period, 2-1 lead for Buffalo. We got Bernard Docker and Samuelson scoring the goals. Second period, Toronto will tie it up. Austin Matthews scoring in a Game 7 is oblivious, dude. But of course, we always knew it was going to be this road. A Game 7 against the Leafs in round number 1. 8 minutes to go here in the third. It is still no. Scott Laughton will score on Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Are you kidding me? I would love to know why the offense has just completely evaporated for the Buffalo Sabres. We have the best first line in all of hockey. Get them out here and get to goddamn work. Throw the work boots on and go. 50 seconds to go in the third. We're down by 1. This is definitely doable. Josh Norris the other way. Norris, he's into the zone. Find Jason Zucker. Just a backhand on Stolarz, but we can get our top line out there now. 45 seconds remain. Kucherov back. Power. Blast. That was Dahlin, not even power. Again, Pasternak back to Dahlin. Over to Makar. Takes a shot. It's blocked. Rebound. Stolarz is going to glove it down. Where is the penalty on the corner? Nikita Kucherov got ran over. Crosby on the draw against Matthews. Really? Sid's going to lose that draw to tummy ache? Oh my God. We got less than 30 seconds remaining. Mitch Marner. He's into the zone. Marner gliding. Nobody wants to get on him. I guess Dahlin. Crosby, help him out, buddy. He needs some help in the goddamn corner. Here we go. Kucherov the other way. Over to David Pasternak. He's going to dump and chase. Doesn't have a lot of energy. The first line's getting a little bit tired now. Brendan Carlo. Can he win that puck battle? He does. Out to Mitch Marner. Less than 10 seconds left in Game 7. The Leafs trying to hold on. They're wasting the clock. It doesn't look like a comeback is here as the Buffalo Sabres, back-to-back times facing Toronto in the playoffs, they are going to lose in a Game 7 scenario. Pasternak was our best player, 5 goals, 10 points in the first round. It seems like we literally cannot go on a long, deep playoff run. Crosby has been bad in like multiple back-to-back playoff series with the Buffalo Sabres. Cale Makar was a legit ghost despite the fact that he had 5 points. He was a -7. And oh yeah, great, the Minnesota Wild, the literal Leafs of the Western Conference, are going to beat Carolina in the Cup Finals and win the Stanley Cup. Do not even care. It is wheel time yet again. We're spinning it. We're adding a new player to this team, and it's going to be a player from the Seattle Kraken. Now, I could take Brendan Montour or Vince Dunn to this team, but honestly, I think we need a goalie. I think Joey Daccord at an 87 overall definitely is an upgrade over Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, so I'm going to be adding him to the Buffalo Sabres, and we are going to be hoping that a goaltending tandem of Pekka Luukkonen and Joey Daccord can get it done. An 87 and 85 overall, Luukkonen and Joey Daccord, it is your guys' time to shine. Whoever is playing better will play in the postseason. I think it's going to be Joey, but we never truly know with the EA Sim engine. This was by far and away our best season so far with Buffalo, 58, 17, and 7, 123 points, and I believe, yes, we were the best team in the league, winning the President's Trophy. No curse, though. I do not believe in superstitions, but the Buffalo Sabres, they got to get it done one of these seasons, right? Nikita Kucherov had a great season, 46 goals, 111 points. Pasta had 108, and Sid 103, as well as Cale Makar, who had 84. And finally, somebody giving us great goaltending. 43 wins, 4 shutouts, and a 912 save percentage. Thank you, Joey Daccord. Draisaitl will finish with the most points at 113, and the most goals will go to Matthews, who had 60 on the year. Not even gonna lie, a pretty tough matchup in the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we have a hard road to a Stanley Cup coming out of the Atlantic. What a complete fucking wash. We got swept in the first round. I don't even care who wins the Stanley Cup. We're just gonna head straight to the wheel. What a disappointment and an absolute embarrassment of a season for Buffalo. Holy hell, the things I would do for a Stanley Cup right now. On the wheel yet again, and we are gonna be landing on none other than the Vegas Golden Cheaters as the next team that we are gonna go on and steal a player from. Hold up a goddamn minute. Not only are we gonna be taking a player from that team, but they went on and won the Stanley Cup in the season simulation. Now, I know we already have 2 great centermen in Tage Thompson and Sidney Crosby, but Jack Eichel is a 94 overall. I think that would be way more valuable than adding Mark Stone or Alex Pietrangelo to this team. So Eichel, welcome aboard, buddy. You are back right where you belong in the city of Buffalo, the team that drafted you. Our top 6 is looking better and better as the years progress. Eichel's going to be our second line center alongside Alex Tuch and Tage Thompson, and then we're still going to roll out Cooch, Crosby, and Pasta on that first line. Buffalo again at the top of the Atlantic Division, 55, 18, and 9. It didn't mean a lick last last season as we got swept. Didn't even win a single playoff hockey game, let alone a series, as we go back to back with the President's Trophies. Maybe there is a curse? We got Pasta doing very well with 39 goals, 100 points, our lone 100-point scorer on our roster this season, so maybe we're more balanced and maybe we are a better defensive team because of it. In goal, we got Decord posting a 908, 6 shutouts, and 42-11-6 record, so that is a very good season by Decord. Mitch Marner is going to lead the league in scoring with 112 points, and for the most goals, it would go to Matthews, who had 61. We get to play the greatest goal scorer of all time in Alexander Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals in round number 1. We ended up beating Washington in 6 games in the first round, so finally we win a playoff series, but we gotta face the Florida Panthers in round 2. Hold up a goddamn minute. We are up 2-0 after the first 2 games, putting Florida on the verge of being swept in round number 2. Yes, we are headed back to the conference finals with the Sabres to play the conference finals Maple Leafs in the Carolina Hurricanes. We split the first 2 games, and finally a Stanley Cup final berth. You guys didn't get to see the first season I did where we made the Cup finals, but outside of that, we have not really gotten close. We made 1 conference finals appearance, I believe. Edmonton versus Buffalo. Eichel versus McDavid yet again for all the marbles. The Buffalo Sabres are going to get it done. They dominated Edmonton, sweeping them in the Stanley Cup finals, and after all these years, the Buffalo Sabres can call themselves Stanley Cup champions. Not only did they break the curse of missing the postseason, we had multiple President's Trophy regular seasons, a few deep playoff runs here and there, but honestly not a lot of playoff success overall outside of this year where we go all the way. We got Nikita Kucherov taking home the Conn Smythe Trophy. 10 goals, 32 points, was our best player in the postseason, and that is definitely well deserved. The unfortunate part was that they had to beat my Edmonton Oilers, but at the end of the day, I mean, the video ends after this. Buffalo gets it done. The Cup in the building, Alberta. They couldn't win it on home ice because we were too dominant in the Cup finals. But Rasmus Dahlin, come on up, brother. One of the younger captains in the league now is a Stanley Cup champion, and the Buffalo Sabres are back, or should I say back, or they are on top of the hockey world. I don't know if they've ever been before, but they are now a juggernaut in the NHL. Nikita Kucherov was our best player. Crosby was good, though. He had 24 points in 20 games. Pasta had 23. Makar with 17. Thompson helped out, as well as Jack Eichel. Mitch Marner is going to win the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. Matthews, the Maurice Richard. Cale Makar is going to win the Norris. Kucherov, the Conn Smythe. Ottinger, the Vezina. And again, McDavid, the Selke. Well, that is going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.